Welcome to another episode of the A-List Music Club. I am your host, the Game Changer, Wes Truth. And with me, as always, are Dominic and John. How's it going tonight, guys?
Good.
All right. And of course, this is the show where each week one of us picks a different playlist, CD, album, whatever, for the others to check out. And this time it was my turn. And I picked an album from 2007, and that is Paramore's Riot.
Yeah.
So I think this is the first time we've all heard this album all the way through.
Quite a riot.
Quiet Riot?
Right. That's a different band entirely.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't like them, but they're definitely a much better band.
Wow. Well, we know what he thinks.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Dom.
No, I said that just to kind of be funny. I can get the appeal to it for the people of a certain age. Okay. I can get the appeal to it. Some of the songs were not horrible, and so it's like, I'm not knocking them. It's not, because I think they were all right for like a certain generation. Now, me, that's not my wheelhouse. I don't really care for that style of music, but I can appreciate that they're what they did.
Okay.
That is all.
Those are the words of wisdom for the day.
Yes.
I have all Paramore's CDs, but
Oh, do you?
yeah, I don't know how that happened, but it did. My only thing that I knew was the songs you hear on the radio. So like I knew Misery Business, and I knew That's What You Get off this album.
Mm-hmm.
And then listening to it, I knew Crush, Crush, Crush. That's all I knew. I'd never heard a whole album before. This is my first time. And from what I've heard and read online, this is considered their best album. It's also their most popular. It's pretty big for them.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it was like sort of what made them, honestly.
yeah, it's their breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with Dom to a point. Like, I get it. This wasn't really made for people like me. It's a little too old for this, but I could appreciate it. And that girl's a good singer, Haley Williams. Songwriting is good. I can dig it. I can get into it. It's not something I probably listen to all the time, but I didn't hate it. I mean, I like No Doubt. This is kind of No Doubtish.
If I was like scanning through the Sirius, and I came across one of the songs that I knew by them, I'd probably listen to it. But if it was something I didn't know, I may not listen to it.
Yeah, probably the same way. I wouldn't turn it off, but I probably wouldn't search for it.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I think there was like one song I didn't really kind of dig, but I don't remember what the one that was. I know Justin from the We Like Wrestling podcast loves this album, and he said Fences is his favorite song.
Okay.
So, but I wasn't sure because the songs that you hear on the radio are kind of poppy.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was going to be all that kind of stuff. And then I heard like that first song was a little rocking. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize they were rocky.
Yeah.
But I like the first song. They never say the title, but it's funny, I guess.
Oh, yeah. I have written very Fallout Boy. For a pessimist, I'm pretty optimistic.
Yeah. We're on the same record label, so that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Fueled by Raymond or Ramen, however. Yeah. That's What You Get. Misery Business is good. Crush, Crush, Crush. Let the Flames Begin is It's probably the weakest, I think. And Born for This at the end is
Yeah, I agree.
Everything else I liked. It was all pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I dig it. It's good.
Yeah, I have, it's the band's second album. I liked Haley Williams' voice too. when I wrote my notes, I wrote Haley Mills for some reason. I don't know where that came from.
For the Parent Trap?
Let's get together. I like.
I mean, she does have an album out, but
yeah. God.
that would be a different CD entirely.
Yeah. On my classic Disney album. It's a nice quick listen, which I always like. Quick listens, Dominic. When you and your double albums you have expecting us to listen to.
Plan for you guys.
God.
Great.
Pink Floyd's whole discography.
No, it's George Harrison. All things must pass, or all things will pass.
Oh. The whole second album is just jamming.
John and I will pass.
3-album set.
Yeah, the one is like all jamming.
Oh God.
It's just people playing.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so I knew That's What You Get. I always liked that song, and I think I discovered it through Rock Band 2, which is interesting because we play that all the time back in the day. And I also found some random trivia that I just wrote in here. Like the working title for that song was called "Da Shit." I thought that was pretty funny. I liked Hallelujah. That was one of their singles, but I wasn't familiar with it for some reason.
Never ever hearing that in the radio.
No, but I liked it. Misery Business, I remember that song when it came out for you youngins out there. And I thought that one's still good. And Crush, 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 I knew, and from the radio, and I liked that. It's about having a dark side of having a crush. Ooh. And When It Rains, I thought was a good slower song. And I read that it's about a friend of hers who committed suicide. So I'm like, oh, wow, damn. That makes it a lot deeper. And like the thoughts that they had about, committing suicide and stuff. And I had wrote Fences reminded me of a Panic at the Disco vibe. Like when it started, I'm like, this is a kind of Panic at the Disco-y, Yeah. And that song was written on Haley's SAT test paper. So I guess we know how that went. Yeah, but they got Fences out of it. And Rock Sound Magazine had this in their 101 Modern Classics, the album at number 10. And a list of 51 most essential pop punk albums of all time, this came in as number 16.
Who did that?
Rock Sound. It's a magazine.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Baby Metal was on the cover. That's why I know what
Of course.
I assume they're number one, of course, of most influential.
That shows what kind of the fuck of a magazine it is.
Yeah, they just lost all credibility.
Exactly. My God.
Do you have any other trivia, John?
No, you covered it.
All right.
Like I said, it's, it is what it is. I mean, it's not for me, but it's not bad, so I probably give it a 6.
Well, it came out 15 years ago, so you were 20, Wes, so this is made for you.
True.
15 years ago, I was 30, so it wasn't really made for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I think it's pretty good. I don't know if it's perfect. I don't know if it's their best. I haven't heard everything else they've done, but for what it is, I like it. So probably a 7 for me.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I think I liked a lot of the hits and a few other songs.
Yeah,
like a couple that I mentioned. Yeah. So I'll give it a 7 as well. I like The Only Exception. That's off of one of their other albums. And Ain't It Fun is another one they do.
That one I hear on the radio.
Another one of their hits. Yeah, I like those. And there's another one I forget, but there's a few other ones that I like that they do. All right, well, that is Paramore. John, you are up next with your pick.
Okay. I do have the CD, but I couldn't find it to show, so hopefully you guys have better luck finding
Use your imagination.
That's right. Maybe Wes will put in the picture for me.
Yeah.
I love this album when it came out, and I haven't listened to it in a while, but I remember loving it, and it was a really big hit with the critics, and one of those who knows what could have been albums because the artist passed away, unfortunately. I'm picking Jeff Buckley, Grace.
I have no idea.
You hear a pin drop.
I have no clue. So
It came out in the 90s.
okay. Oh, well then it'll be up my alley.
Yeah. Dominic, you never heard of it?
I've heard of Jeff Buckley, but I've never listened to it.
He's the son of Tim Buckley.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the LSD guy? I think is that what he is?
I don't know.
Or no, I don't know who he is. But anyway, no, he's a singer, I think. But yeah, the album's called Grace.
All right.
And how could I forget? I had this listed here because I always have the T-shirt on. Paramore is Bailey's favorite group.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, ding dong.
That makes sense.
All right, so and that's a perfect segue into talking about the We Like Wrestling podcast. So go ahead, John.
We Like Wrestling podcast is a weekly podcast and YouTube show. We talk about any and everything wrestling related. There are a couple of video game videos we just put up that are pretty cool. Check them out. We're on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you find podcasts. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. We Like Wrestling podcast.
All right. And of course, for me, you can subscribe right here on YouTube, youtube.com/westside515. Like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/westtrue-playlist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd @WesAList. Until next time, Troop out.